So this is 5.6, number 79, U sub. So this one's tough because there's a lot of things you could possibly do. You could pick cosecant to be your U, cotangent to be your U, or you could actually change everything into sines and cosines and maybe rewrite this. But I see something immediately that makes me happy. As I look, I know the derivative of cotangent is negative cosecant squared, and I have a cosecant squared. So for me, I see right away what U should be. U should be cotangent x. And the reason I see that is because the derivative of that is going to be negative cosecant squared. And it's du dx, but if we multiply the dx to the other side, it becomes du is negative cosecant squared dx. And so I will show you two ways to look at this. The first one is we're very happy because we almost have that here. We're just missing the minus sign. And I can't just randomly throw in a minus sign, but I know two minuses make a plus, so I'm allowed to put in two minus signs. And then we see that this bottom cotangent is U. So I replace everything that I can, that negative in front stays. All of this becomes du, and the bottom becomes U cubed. And then I can rewrite this as U to the negative 3 power, and I use my power rule. The power rule says I add 1 to the exponent, so it's negative 2, and I divide by that, plus c, and we're almost done. The two negatives cancel out, so we're left with 1 over 2u squared plus c. You see, the negative moves it to the bottom. The two negatives become plus. But my original was a dx. They're expecting my answers to be with x's, so I have to replace u with what u is, and u is cotangent x. So my final answer is cotangent x squared plus c, dun dun dun. But I'm going to show you the other way you could have done this. So let me back up. I'm going to erase all of this and show you the other way I could have done it. So the same thing, we notice that this cotangent x here, the derivative is cosecant squared, negative, so I'm happy with that. So I pick the same u, I take the derivative, but now I say, you know what? Let me erase this. Erase all that. This now becomes u cubed on the bottom. I'm happy with that, but I'm not happy with the dx, okay? Because since I'm changing things to u, everything has to be u's, no x's. So what do I do with the dx? Well, I'm going to solve for dx and replace it. So divide both sides by negative cosecant squared. So we're going to get du over negative cosecant squared x is dx. So now I take that value of dx and I stick it in there. Okay, so that's the other method. So that cosecant squared x stays there. And in place of dx, I put du over minus cosecant squared x. And then you'll notice those will cancel. And I end up with a negative. See, there's a negative there. So I pulled out in front. Negative du over u cubed, which now could be written as negative u to the negative 3 power du. And then everything else is the same. That's the antiderivative, and I work my way down, and I get the exact same answer. So two different ways. Whatever's more comfortable with you, you can choose that method. That is number 79.